Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video I'd like to review a horror DVD that I watched this week, and it was very disappointing, unfortunately. It's quite a rare movie actually, and I don't think a lot of you mightn't have heard of this movie, but it's a movie called Amityville Vampire. Now, before I talk a little bit more about the movie and give you my thoughts on it as a whole, I'll just read you the blurb at the back. Yeah, okay, so utterly unaware that the eerily vacant house is imbued with the demonic force behind the brutal DeFeo murders in 112 Ocean Avenue, an unsuspecting cleaning crew gets to work. However, before long, the long dormant Amityville curse spreads death in the room, and an ancient evil escapes into the nearby forest. Now, any unfortunate souls who wander into the woods fall prey to something wicked and evil that is thirsty for human blood. No one can escape the fangs of the abominable Amityville curse. The directorial debut of legendary horror comic book artist Tim Vigil of Faust, Love of the Damned and Morella, Zero Tolerance. Yeah, it's just got a couple of features there, guys. It's not many really if you want to use your cameras and take those in. Yeah, as I say, I was very disappointed with this movie, and again, it's one of those movies that's sort of like going back to the Amityville franchise and that. There's been quite a lot of movies, and with the Amityville, they're basically just using the Amityville title to make it, to churn out any kind of horror movie. Hit and miss, yeah. So more misses, guys, than hits, I can tell you. Yeah, but yeah, I was expecting so much from this movie because I watched the trailer and I thought to myself, oh, that looks good. It looked very Hammer-esque and that. But as is often the case with a lot of these trailers, they only show you the best bits, and when you get to see the movie yourself, a lot of the time, proves to be very disappointing. Yeah, but yeah, this had no story. I don't think this movie really knew what it wanted to be, because it started off like it started off as going to be a one long vampire movie and that, with the cleaners going into the house and that, then getting attacked by the vampires and that, and then sort of like turning each other. Yeah, but then it goes into this weird kind of like kind of hybrid anthology movie, because you've got this guy driving along the road with this girl and that, and he starts saying about vampires and that in Amityville, and you get like two stories sort of thing, and I start to think to myself, well, this is going to be a kind of a vampire anthology movie, this, yeah. But then it ended up, you had the two stories, and then it went all over the place and that. There was just no story to it, guys. I didn't like the characters. I will give it one thing though. It was a lovely picture. It was almost Blu-ray quality. But I think they're going a bit too far now. Sort of like intermingling the Amityville saga with other kinds of horror stories. But yeah, I was very disappointed with this, guys. Yeah, I must say though, it's got two great covers. That's one. I'll just show you the reversible artwork. There you go, guys. That's the reversible artwork. Yeah. But that's about all really I can say for it, and that the aesthetics of the cover, because the story was all over the place. And if you like vampire movies, I don't think you'd like this one, because I'd say it starts off good and that, because as I say, the cleaners in the house and that, and it's sort of like one becomes a vampire, and then you've got this sort of like weird. He's a kind of like, he's not really like Dracula because he hasn't got a black cloak on, but he seems to be the main vampire. He's like a sort of like mutant, because he goes around attacking them and turning them into vampires. And then you've got this girl, this blonde girl, opens up the first story where she's working in an office, and you get this sort of like weird woman coming in. She's supposed to be a businesswoman, and she's very rich in that, and she comes in all blonde and that, waltzes into the office while the girl's typing. And she says, like, starts talking to her, and that seems pretty drawn out, guys. Yeah. Then she finally says, "Would you like to come along to my house? At 8 o'clock tonight," and that. She's invited to a house and that. It's in a very secluded area of the forest and that. And of course, like with it being a horror movie, the girl accepts and that. Well, of course, like once she drives up there, she gets attacked by this, as I say before, this Dracula type character, kind of a hybrid Nosferatu, like a mutant and that. And then basically all hell breaks loose. They capture the girl and that, and tie it up and that, and then you get, I say, the story it goes all over the place, guys. It's not a very solid storyline and that, and I was very disappointed with it. Yeah, Amityville Vampire. It was a Wild Eye production, this, yeah, from 2021. Yeah, it stars Gin and Tonic, Anthony Diaz, and Miranda Melhado. Yeah, but as I say, it was very disappointing, guys. It wasn't my cup of tea. A missed opportunity here, so I will probably be throwing this onto eBay. Yeah. Okay, now onto a rating now, guys, for Amityville Vampire. I'm going to be very, very brutal. I'm only going to give this a 2 out of 10. You know, the story, it started off so good and that, but then it went right downhill. I was expecting it to be kind of sort of like a throwback to the old Hammer films, because the vampires, I'll give them that, the vampires were quite sort of like, scary, because they had the fangs and that, like the Hammer vampires and that, and the blood coming out of their mouths, and they were ferocious when they were attacking people. But other than that, the story let it down, guys. I did not like the story at all. It was all over the place, and you could tell it was a low budget movie. Very thin acting. The plot, very very poor plot, and it just did not tick all the boxes for me. Yeah, okay, one of the most disappointing modern vampire movies I have ever seen. Yeah. Okay, guys, well, that concludes my review of Amityville Vampire. Have you seen this movie? What did you think of it? Leave your comments down below. Okay, guys, that's it. I'll speak to us all again soon. Thank you.